What's up guys, Black Scout Survival, and today I'm going to show you how to hide or conceal escape and evasion items using like movie makeup kits and disguising. Basically what we're going to do is kind of like I talked about a few years ago, the bandage disguise. We're going to increase it by creating a wound, because I feel that somebody sees this gnarly wound, this pussing gnarly wound, they're not going to touch it. And that way you can make it through an initial escape. In the situation that you're in a hostile area and you really need to conceal a device like this. Day-to-day life, I don't really think it's necessary, but you may be in a situation where you need to conceal escape and evasion tools and for them to pass the first level of inspection. As always, only use this for legal reasons. Don't get crazy with this kind of stuff. But anyhow, I hadn't seen anybody ever do this before. I'd like to believe I was the first one to create this. However, I may not have. Could be something done with the Central Intelligence Agency. I would assume they probably have already got things like this going on. But I just want to show you the system that I figured out, and maybe you can adapt it to your lifestyle. So stay tuned, we'll go over the process. Okay guys, so we're going to get started. I have to film this at a super weird angle, so bear with me. A couple things you're going to need a glue dot. And this is just something to glue the handcuff key on. You'll need some type of handcuff key. What I got is the tick and a regular handcuff key. Then you'll need like a bandage. Then you'll need liquid latex. Scab stuff, bloody scab, a brush to apply it, a boil wound, latex boil wound. You can buy these, some blending makeup, and so on, and a sponge, and blood capsule. I know this is a lot, but I'll make sure to find all the links below. And I'm going to put this on my arm just for the sake of the video because it's going to make it easy. But basically you're going to find a place to put this tick with the glue dot. So you can see that, so it's stuck to my arm from the glue dot. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and open up this liquid latex. And like I said, this is like costume, like movie stuff, and I'll find a link to it. And I just basically squirted it out. I'm working on a throwaway trash bag. And what I'm going to need to do here is just to take and coat the back with the latex. This will help it adhere to my skin. You're going to put it right over the top of this, and it's not going to want to stay because it's an object. But what we're going to do now is put a little liquid latex around. Okay, so now I've got the latex surrounding to keep it affixed to my arm, and just glued it all down, And now what we're going to do is we're going to take that sponge and that makeup, and I'm just going to use this to blend in the latex. And it's okay the latex looks rough because it's supposed to be like a very nasty wound. And so now that I've got that blended pretty good, and you can blend it to your skin tone, use more makeup to go around, and just kind of blend it in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply the bloody scab to the inside. And so what this is going to basically mimic is that we have a oozing wound, and it's going to scab up. So this is a little bit tougher than or it's stays a little bit longer than the blood capsule, where that blood capsule will just run. And we're just gonna mix this around. And you can pretty much put it on any point that you want to cover up from any mistakes you may have made from applying the makeup. Like I said, nobody's going to want to touch this thing at all, especially with the bloody scab there, as you see. And nobody's going to suspect you have a handcuff key hidden in here, right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the bandage that we're going to use. Go ahead and put it like in the location of that. And then you can take a blood capsule. And the good thing about the blood capsule, it's a tad darker than this. It looks kind of like old blood. See there, so just get it mixed up on here really good. So it looks like it's been just bleeding. Now that way you can cover that up, and you may want to clean up around here or use a bigger bandage or leave it like it is. Somebody sees this, like I said, they're not going to want to touch it. Then when you open it up and they see that, they're not going to look at it too long. They're not going to suspect anyone's going through this kind of much effort to hide a handcuff key, and it looks pretty realistic. I'm not sure how the camera's displaying it, but it looks doggone pretty realistic. So there it is, guys. I'll finish up. I cleaned up around the edges of it, and I'm not sure if you can pick up on camera, but this thing looks pretty doggone realistic and nasty. That bloody scab stuff looks real. And it'll cover up any kind of inconsistencies you may have with your skin, because something this opened and nasty is going to be bleeding. Some cartel guys pick you up and they're not going to want to mess with this. They're going to be scared of infectious diseases. So anyhow, and you can seal the thing up, and nobody's going to think anything. They see that flesh color, they may even bypass it just because it's bandaged. But if they pull it open and see all this nastiness here, they're not going to suspect a handcuff keys under there. You could also hide things like ceramic razor blades and other size handcuff keys. Well, guys, I said before, I really think this will pass some searches because nobody's going to want to touch this with a stick. Make sure, if you don't know, I filmed Survival, Escape and Evasion DVD for Survival Summit that will be available. It's going to have a lot of great content like this, as well as a lot more in-depth stuff. So make sure, when that comes out, you pick it up. And as always, appreciate the support, and I'll leave any comments or suggestions below. And as always, thanks for watching.